whatever the experiences I am going to share, it will be based on true stories. And somewhere I have just not disclosed some of the names, but yes, audience is free to disagree, because there may be some points where you feel this is what I am talking that may not make sense to you, so you are free to disagree. And another thing, please make your own judgment. And my only today's effort is to share my experiences, because when I was young and I was in my first year of UG program, I was not very much clear about the future. So that's why I am just giving you the experiences, so that especially our UG students can make their decision by themselves, and that decision should be correct. And again, I am clarifying, I am not demanding any job, be it academic, research, field, private, or civil services, because many a times we may feel कि ये job अच्छी है, ये job खराब है, यहाँ हम गए होते, वहाँ हम गए होते. So my intention is not like that. So I am just starting my presentation. And if you look at, I worked in different segment. I will not go in detail, but what I am trying to emphasize here, in all these photographs, 90% person are veterinarians. So whatever experiences I am going to discuss today, these are not only in context of India, UP, or Rajasthan. It is sometime you feel global perspective, sometime you may feel it's of our Indian interest, national interest, and somewhere you may feel it's about our state or district at our local level. So that's a clarity I just want to give it to you. So first and foremost thing, whenever if you see the topic, I think you may feel ki what exactly I'm talking about, why I'm emphasizing on career, not on job. And if you look at various discussions everywhere, everyone is talking about job. So I thought if everyone is talking about job, and this is good, so that a student will be ready for assignments, be it private or public, wherever it may be. But what about career? You know why? Because just to clarify, I'm not going in a dictionary mode of definition of what exactly the job is and what is the career. But just look at a very simpler term. Career means what you will do different kind of job over a period of time. So whenever we are talking about career, it always include a element of time, at least 10 years, 20 years, how you progressed your career. You may be in same job with different thing, or you may have different jobs in different organizations or different dimensions. So today my discussion is more on career, not on job, like what to do to get a job or how you can do a job better. But all the discussion will be on long term perspective. And why I'm saying this, this is a striking feature. You may feel uncomfortable, because, as I said, last 20 years I have seen many veterinarians in different dimensions, be it field officers in the various state animal husbandry departments, or academicians in universities, colleges, researchers, be it ICR institutions or anywhere else, in corporate, private sector job, what we say, in financial institutions, or even civil services, in IPS, IFS. I have many friends over there, senior, junior, batchmates. Many of them, they are frustrated or disappointed. And why I'm saying this, I am emphasizing this is very genuinely, not all, but yes, many. Why I'm saying this? Because a person who may be very good in research mindset, but if you place that person in corporate or financial institution, or in academics for that matter, at a relatively lesser extent, he or she may compromise on her or his talent. So like, क्योंकि जैसे रिसर्चर का जो सोचने का तरीका होता है वो अलग होता है, एकेडमिशियन अलग होता है. हम लोगों ने कितने ही टीचर्स को देखा होगा जो बहुत अच्छा कन्विंस कर लेते हैं स्टूडेंट्स को, और स्टूडेंट्स लाइक करते हैं, 2-3 घंटे उनकी क्लास चलती रहे तो बोरियत नहीं होती है. और कई बार ऐसे भी प्रोफेसर हमें मिलते हैं जो हाईली नॉलेजेबल हैं, लेकिन उनका आधे घंटे में ही लगता है कि जल्दी से खत्म हो जाए क्लास हमारी. तो तो थोड़ा सा मिसमैच हो गई वो जगह पे। ऐसे ही प्राइवेट सेक्टर में कई बार होता है, प्राइवेट सेक्टर में हम लोग अननेसेसरी कई बार हमारा माइंडसेट नहीं होता और हम मजबूरी में प्राइवेट सेक्टर में चले जाते हैं। फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशन में कई बार बहुत अच्छा टैलेंट हमारा चला जाता है, और क्यों चला जाता है, रीजन तो काफी हो सकते हैं, बट व्हाट एग्जैक्टली दे आर डूइंग एंड हाउ मच दे आर डिलीवरिंग एंड जस्टिफाइंग देयर बेसिक डिग्री ऑफ veterinary and animal sciences in financial institution, that's always a concern. Yes, in NABARD or something like that, where you are having agri-allied services, that is fine. But what you will do in insurance or something like that? So I am not criticizing, but like I have seen, you will be surprised to know, I have few friends who are IPS or IFS. They also say कि अरे सर आप यहाँ बात कर रहे हैं, आईएफएस में भी लोग परेशान होते हैं, वो कहते हैं कि अरे हमें आईएएस नहीं बन पाया, हमें डीएम बनना था और समथिंग लाइक दैट। सो मेरा ये कहना है कि ये प्रॉब्लम किसी एक पर्टिकुलर जॉब की नहीं है कि आप एकेडमिक में नहीं जा पाए या रिसर्च में नहीं जा पाए, एआरएस की पोजीशन नहीं आई और आपने सिविल सर्विसेज के एग्जाम नहीं क्लियर किया, इस वजह से आप फ्रस्ट्रेट हैं। बेसिकली ये फ्रस्ट्रेशन और डिसअपॉइंटमेंट ये थोड़ा इससे बड़ा है और थोड़ा हटके है। It's because of you are not in a right place where you have to be as per your skill set, and that's the biggest problem for career, because it's not a job, it's a issue of 1 month or 2 months, it's for next 30-40 years you are going to spend. And if you will be disappointed in your career, how you will be happy and how you will be. The point is what I'm going to make here. If you look at this slide, I mentioned about the today's flow of exploratory journey, because it's not my job, it's our job to discuss and go ahead. Request all to just please mute your mic. So in today's discussion or today's exploratory journey, we will touch only 3 points: why this scenario persists, and how can we develop ourselves, and third, ये जो इतनी बातें हो रही हैं, there are someone की बस ऐसा ही है, it's a theoretical thing. So I'll share my experiences on 3 areas why this problem is, how can we develop, and successful example of veterinarians who pursued their dream. So one by one we will go. So the first thing is, why this scenario? So, like I have discussed this kind of topic in more than 20 veterinary colleges and institutions, including IVRI to Maharashtra to Anand to various places. And what I found, the story is not started from college, but it started before college, like any veterinary college. So how we are getting entry into this veterinary courses? Majority of us are coming by compulsion or by chance. Something we were trying for some other thing, but came into this domain. Rarely I found someone in Himachal and some places. They said, okay, they came by choice in Himachal and Mumbai. I found few of the vets. So what is happening? So in UG program, we are basically in first year and second year, we are relatively less motivated during our graduate program. And always from third year, fourth year onwards, I have seen in various colleges, they are always even visiting Sachivalaya and Secretariat to know whether job is there and how and when it will come and how can I apply this and that thing. So I don't know whether we are justifying our UG program learning basic things or not, because that's a foundation. And what will happen if we got the job, then it is okay. If not found, then we'll go for PG program. And PG in which subject? Nobody, even like I cannot say nobody, but many of us don't bother about the subject choice or the lab facility or the researcher profile in which lab you are going to join, because I have seen in Europe and in other parts beyond India, everyone is talking about the lead researcher, their facility, how can they do their PG work and what will be the value addition. Here in India, we generally select PG just for the sake of जॉब नहीं मिली तो चलो पीजी कर लेते हैं, कि कहाँ पे करेंगे, वहीं करते हैं जहाँ पे हम आसानी से पीजी कर पाएं और टाइम से खत्म हो जाए. सो दैट्स आवर मेन क्राइटेरिया. सो आई फाउंड दैट इज आल्सो अ फॉल्टी थिंग. एंड व्हाट वी डू अगेन, वी सर्च फॉर जॉब. Many of us, we don't pursue our PG program further, and then what will happen? again, if we are not getting job, pressure from society and family, then we'll explore private sector कि कहीं कुछ job मिल जाए for time pass, and okay, for 6 months, 1 year, then ultimately there is a job. So my point is the whole circle of getting the job, getting admission in UG program, then PG and something like that. So that's why I said you may disagree with me, but majority of the places I found this circle, and this is it seems very funny or something like that, a very common thing, but it has great implication on career. Because if you are getting any job without any interest, how will you perform in that job? You will only save your job or manage the show in local area, and that's a job for next 30 years. Anyone really want to do that management of 30 years in uninterested area? Yes, there may be a chance you can develop your own interest. You can हो सकता है कि अब पहले हमें एकेडमिक नहीं बनना चाहते थे, बट व्हेन आई जॉइंड इन एकेडमिक्स एंड आई लव टीचिंग something like that. So that's a conditional. But again, my point is it's up to that person who last 7 or 8 years followed the same path. So I doubt. So that's why that's a cycle. What I realized, and the three root cause I found. Basically, you know what is happening. It may feel you may feel philosophical, but this is a very simple thing and very basic thing. We don't understand ourselves. That's my first understanding. That's a main cause. We don't know our own strength, attitude, and what I like. If you ask any student or anyone in which area you want to work out, is your strength. So strength and weakness, everybody prepare for only interview. After that, everyone just forgot what kind of attitude you have. Are you have a team spirit, or you are an individual performer, individual worker, something like that. So nothing is right or wrong, but at least you have to have your own understanding. So first thing I feel we lack into our own understanding, and second, which is very crux of this whole presentation, we always try to get job. And not only job, but quick job. UG खत्म नहीं हुआ कि अगले दिन next day I have to be in job. And the same thing in PG. I don't know why we are so much impatient about that job कि अगर हमें एक दिन भी break हो गया, एक महीने का break हो गया, तो something जैसे कि घर में वो हो जाएगा. There may be some genuine cases where some financial constraints are there at family level. That is fine. You need a job desperately. But why everyone is changing this job very desperately without knowing where you are heading? You know what is happening? I'm a little bit frank, but I'm saying this. Many of us just do some corruption, give some money to get some job, to do some, you can say, psycho fancy, something like that. We do, and just to get a job. And what will happen if you will get the job? If you did some this kind of shortcuts or something like that. So I think that's the biggest issue I would like to highlight in my presentation. And the third point, we never ever think about long-term plan. Okay, so after UG program, what will happen after 10 years? Where I will be? Like, that is fine. Nobody is very much sure. Even I was also not very much sure. Even today, if you say, I'm not very much sure, at least I have one direction. Okay, in this direction I have to go. But unfortunately, we don't have direction at our different level, and this is applicable to everyone from UG level, PG, PhD, or in job also. Because I have seen some of the professionals who were there in academic or in research, they also changed the career. So these are the three root cause on which I will discuss today. So one by one, I will go after these three root causes. Hope I am clear to everyone, and you are listening me, and presentation is going without interruption. Dr. Ashok, is it going fine? Just
Yes, sir.
okay. Okay, thank you. Just update. Otherwise, I thought I'm saying and nobody is listening. So that is fine. So I'll go one by one about these three root causes. So first thing, how can we develop ourselves? And that is very much, you can say, important for our graduate students who are in college. And especially we need to look at our own attitude, strength, weakness, skills, and interest area. So first thing, you need to introspect, like what kind of person you are basically. Are you a team member? Do you love to work in team, or do you love to work in isolation and go deep in particular subject? Because if you are very much interested to go deep individually, and you don't want any distraction, so you are a different kind of person. And there may be some person very social and is having more than 10% growth and discussing, leading some team and challenging situations. So these kind of interesting things you need to learn. So what I mentioned, the first point, you can understand yourself by introspection, and this introspection has to be because there may be some skills like in UG program. If you'll enter first year, second year, you may work more on basic subjects. In third year, you will find like animal science and veterinary science, both subjects are coming. So in fourth year, you will have a blend of both, more towards veterinary science. And you need to understand yourself whether you are liking genetics, nutrition more, or you are interested in clinic, surgery, gynae more. Because if you are mixing both the things, you will be nowhere. You need to understand the subject first, everything you need to understand, but at least introspection you need to do, and you need to understand whether you enjoy reading genetics book and going for reproduction practices or something like that. So what is that thing you need to learn first, and second, about the soft skills and about the career, about the attitude of yourself. So there are many websites I have mentioned here via character, and if you just go randomly and you can just answer a few questions, and around like in next 10 minutes you will get your own attitude, like what kind of person you are. They are having 24 characters which show like whether you are a creative person, or you are a leader, you are having leadership skills, or you are a courageous person to take more challenges. So something like that you can do it. It is not only to be discussed in management colleges, or at a big level. You can do it at your UG level. And second thing, please, all the students, keep trying new things. Books are fine, but at least try to learn and do as much as possible, because you are in the best phase of your life. This UG program is the best days of your life, I can say. So, and this is the place where you can learn many things. You can start your own business at a very small level. Do a poultry farming of 500 birds or 1,000 birds. Make a group of few person and do that poultry farming. Manage some dairy farm, or have that kind of something. How that money is generated by poultry, how money is generated by milk. Can you do some processing in your LPT lab? Dr. Anurag Pandey is there. You have very good lab facility. Can you do something? Make some product, sell something. It is not like that you will be billionaire, but at least you will know how money is generated, how you can add value to milk, how can you manage the entire value chain of milk. And that students can do it very innovatively. So my point is, at UG level, if you do so many things, it will be definitely helpful. So try as much as possible. And nowadays, in post-COVID situation, online platforms like Coursera, EDX are there. Go on it and learn so many programs. They are free. With nominal fee, you can get certificate also from world's best universities. So you can explore those things. And the interesting point is, nowadays everyone is on Facebook and other social media platform. So social media platforms are a double-edged sword. It is also very much beneficial, but at the same time it's devastating. So you need to look into this social media, and my request to you, please develop yourself with social media professionally. And that's why I suggested LinkedIn is a very good platform where you can have your own platform. And please don't mix Facebook attitude or activity with LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is a platform where professionals are there. वहां पे आप अपना वो सब जो फेसबुक में जो क्रांतिकारी एटीट्यूड दिखाते हैं वो अब दिखाने की जरूरत नहीं है. यू हैव टू बी वेरी प्रोफेशनली साउंड करेक्ट इन लिंक्डइन. इट शुड नॉट बी लाइक बर्थडे विशेष और किसी को कुछ भी लूज कमेंट पास कर दिया. something like Facebook. So you need to be very professionally behaved on LinkedIn platform. And again, one thing I request to all the students, be it UG or PG or PhD, always visit Dairy Expo, where the private companies and the other players are also dominating. Like in Punjab, we are having PDFA program. So every veterinary student has to visit that Dairy Expo in Punjab. And similar thing, Poultry India is the Asia's biggest poultry show. If you will not go and visit that poultry show, Poultry Expo in Hyderabad, you are definitely missing something, because you may not know कि I may be interested in poultry farming. So if you go in Poultry Expo, you will have that exposure. What kind of companies are there? Farmers are there? Entrepreneurs are there? Then only you will think, okay. Otherwise, you will be restricted to your college or your city or something like your state. So please travel, and that's why I have just mentioned my last point of this first root cause problem. ट्रैवल एंड ट्रैवल विद योर गुड फ्रेंड्स, बिकॉज क्या होता है कि वेबसाइट तो आपका कैरेक्टर क्या बताएगी नहीं बताएगी, दैट्स अ डिफरेंट थिंग, बट जो आपके यार दोस्त मित्र मंडली हैं वो आपका कैरेक्टर सबसे अच्छा बताएंगे कि व्हाट काइंड ऑफ पर्सन यू आर. एंड इफ यू ट्रैवल विद योर फ्रेंड 4-5 फ्रेंड एंड यू आर विजिटिंग वेरियस इंडियन स्टेट्स, और यूजी के टाइम में दिस इज द बेस्ट टाइम टू ट्रैवल. There is no ego, something like that. You can explore general bogie or reserve category and go this college, that university. Just make a call to your senior, I am coming, and just go into the hostels and spend some time. If you go to different universities, like it will be really helpful. Don't dependent on the university or something administration कि वो जो ऑल इंडिया टूर होगा तभी जाएंगे, उसके अलावा नहीं जाएंगे. So my request is, at least try to travel as much as possible during your UG program, because it will be helpful to assist yourself in introspection कि मुझे IVRI जाके अच्छा लगा या NDRI जाके अच्छा लगा, whether I like my dairy element more or not, whether I like sheep and goat in Avikanagar or CIRG, or I am liking Northeast this NRC pig, something like that. So that will give you very good insight, and while traveling you will learn at team building and so many things. So these are my some of the points for first root cause of introspection. Now I'm coming to the second, which is the most important point of today's talk. जल्दी नौकरी चाहिए. ये जो बात है ना, जल्दी और तुरंत, मतलब खत्म नहीं हुआ प्रोग्राम, मतलब जिस प्रोग्राम को आपने 5.5 साल में कवर किया उसके लिए आप नौकरी को इमीडिएटली चाहते हैं. सो व्हाट आई फील, एंड यू मे डिसएग्री विद मी, बट मुझे जो लगता है, यू हैव टू होल्ड एट दिस मोमेंट, because like you even don't know where you are heading. So please make conscious decisions. So my first point is, don't hurry for job. If there may be some cases, there may be some financial crunch at family and you are the only person in family to run the entire family, definitely you have to go for job, there is no doubt about it. But what is the fun to get any job immediately? So my problem with the whole thing is any job, हमें कुछ भी मिल जाए, हमें बस नौकरी चाहिए. So that attitude is very much wrong, because that's having very long term implication on you. Because the sex line, if you look at it, we always feel यार पहले नौकरी मिल जाए ना, फिर बाद में हम सोच लेंगे क्या करेंगे. But this is not possible and this is not happening. If you are getting into a job, there will be so many things, because you are first time coming out of college and coming into the job, and job is like ocean. There are different system in animal husbandry department. If you go, there are different structure. If you go into veterinary college or university, there is different system. In private sector, if you come, it's entirely different environment. So that is not possible कि पहले job मिल जाए, then I will think. Why not to think before joining any job? And now, actually before this presentation, I have discussed with some of my friends who are from Rajasthan, and because just to know the psyche, what I feel as, and one of a very good doctor who is scientist now, he said, सर हमारे यहाँ ना सबसे ज्यादा तो प्रेशर सोशल है कि भाई जॉब कब मिलेगी, मतलब डिग्री हमारी खत्म होती है, समाज पहले जान जाता है कि इनकी डिग्री खत्म हो रही है, अब तो इनको जॉब मिल जानी चाहिए, और अगर जॉब में नहीं है तो इट्स लाइक अ टैबू. So what I feel कि we need not to pressurize due to this social issues कि लोग क्या कहेंगे. or something. Friends are doing some job. Someone is scientist, someone is professor, someone is in field. So I also want something like this or that one. So uske bajay, at least you try to understand yourself, and that's why I have just depicted these three seeds. If you look at the this side, you will find A, B, C, three seeds. These three are seeds of the similar size or more or less similar color. But if you look at the potential, what is there in this seed, you will be amazed to see the first is banyan tree, and second is mustard, and third is cumin seed. Can you imagine the similar looking seeds having different properties? And I'm not saying one is better than other, but everyone is having its own essence. Banyan tree, bargat ka ped, no need to describe, such a great thing. Even in our culture, always considered as a good tree. Mustard, everyone just mustard के बारे में क्या बोलना है? And black cumin, kala jeera, that kalonji, which is considered as a best medicine. So I'm not saying anyone is better than other, but all three have different attitude, different characters, and different importance. And we are missing this difference because we are just कोई चीज कहीं पे पड़ जाएगी तो वो तो ग्रो नहीं कर पाएगा ना. अब बरगद को आप गमले में तो नहीं उगाएंगे ना, या खेत में जैसे मस्टर्ड उगाते हैं. सिमिलरली मस्टर्ड और ब्लैक क्यूमिन को उगाने की अलग प्रोसेस है. सो देयर मे बी सम डिफरेंसेस. सो जब आप जल्दीबाजी करते हैं तो आप यही गलती करते हैं कि आप कहीं पे भी किसी भी जॉब में चले जाते हैं. सो इन स्पाइट ऑफ हैविंग सिमिलरिटी, ठीक है हम सब लोग एक जैसे लगते हैं यूजी के बाद, बट इट डजंट मीन कि सब लोग एक ही जैसा काम करें इन फ्यूचर. सो द माई पॉइंट इज वी नीड टू consider our career very carefully, and that's why in that sequence I just mentioned the root cause three, the long term plan. And if you look at the long term plan, we always struggle in ascertaining this uncertainty ki where we are heading. ठीक है, we cannot say okay after 5 year or 10 year I will be this designation and that will be the salary, but at least we should know okay we are like we may be a best clinician on this in this area or in this particular component or in this particular you can say species, like elephant man of India, like recently got awarded veterinarian from Assam. So something like that, can we do it? So that's why I just mentioned for long term plan, and why I'm emphasizing especially after COVID. If you look at the scenario, we veterinarian, even Sanjita madam was also telling, in veterinary we are having lots of scope, farming practices, nutrition, and so many things. India, second largest country in terms of population, we are having very very different challenges. We are having more person, we are milk producer, number one milk producer, but at the same time number one milk consumer also. There are so many milk adulteration is going on, more requirement of livestock products, and it is going high and high. So from where this livestock product will come? Definitely from the livestock, and how they will be like reared and produced, like dairy, poultry, whether it will be like Brazil or US in highly sophisticated big farm, or the smallholder farmers, they can have some role, something like that. And the most important thing during this time of pandemic, zoonotic diseases, so many zoonotic diseases are coming. What's our stake, where we are? कहीं पे भी थोड़ा सा आ जाता है कि वेटनेरियन इसमें शामिल है तो everyone in veterinary fraternity they start sharing, oh हमारे लिए बहुत अच्छा है. But what exactly we are doing? Are we serious at every level, or someone has done some job in zoonotic or one health aspect and just sharing will not give a very good thing? In fact, when World Veterinary Day came, we all share, okay, we are the only doctor who are treating more than 20 species. Just talk to yourself. Are you really able to handle turtle and cattle at the same time? Are you really able to manage camel surgery as well as companion animal surgery at the same time? Are you really capable enough to manage a dairy farm of 100 animals and poultry farms, or individually or separately? So my point is, just for the sake of spread of knowledge, that is fine, but how our young generation, the students who are coming into this phase, like how they are dealing with this thing? Because if you look at it, the demand is going to be more and more in developing nations. So definitely Asia and Africa will be the, like, it's a future for the this century. And we as a veterinarian, we are definitely at a very, very crucial stage. We need to contribute. And one more thing, if we will not contribute, somebody will replace us, no doubt. So don't think we are the only person with animal, because I have seen many places where others are replacing veterinarians. If you will not, if veterinarians will not justify his or her role, so someone will come and replace you. In poultry farming, especially, I'll just mention over here. If you look at the poultry consultant, there are vets there, but at the same time there are non-vets also who are very good poultry consultant, and they gain knowledge by practice. So we need to look into these kind of emerging areas. So now, whenever we talk about long-term areas, so we usually struggle. So I have just noted down few of the long-term areas where you may think. First thing, like, okay, I am interested in solving poverty or nutritional security problem with my skills in veterinary, and like whatever the skills I have learned. So are you interested in it? Solving poverty, nutritional security, because like even Bill Gates has said, if I need to remove poverty, I will give like I'll consider chicken, because poultry is such a good tool for poverty reduction, chicken and goats. So similar thing, are you interested, or you may ask to yourself, I am interested in developing new drugs, vaccine, germplasm, or livestock products, or nutritional intervention. So where you want, what you want, do you interested in developing new thing, new vaccine, or livestock product? Because these two are different world. Vaccine production and like livestock product production, two different things. Nutritional product development, it's a different thing. Germplasm handling, as Singh sir was telling, it's again a different thing. So where you are interested, or are you interested in something in epidemiology or One Health practice? Because believe me, all the UG students, next 10 years, you are just going to see this One Health, One Health, One Health everywhere across the globe. So now, next point. This is a very ambitious one, because everyone is talking about pandemic and zoonotic now. So are you able to predict next zoonotic pandemic? Because one of our senior is working on it from Australia. So he's an epidemiologist. He's working on it. So will you be interested in that area? Or I am interested in sustainable livestock production, because जितना ज़्यादा requirement हमारा, अगर हमें उसको वो चाहिए, Dr. Ashok, I got some notification. Sorry. So my point is, next point, कि are you interested in sustainable livestock production? Because सबको ज़्यादा दूध चाहिए, मीट चाहिए, eggs चाहिए, तो are we interested to have more commercial production? Because always commercial livestock production, many of agencies are saying environmental pollution and so many things. So how can we develop or produce livestock product sustainably? And are you interested in new areas of information technology enabled technical interventions in value chain of animal health, product, or reproduction? So there are so many things where you can think and you can work upon, like value added livestock product processing and delivering to consumer. कुछ समय पहले तक लाइवस्टॉक मीट के लिए कितने लोग करते थे? Nowadays, like last few years, Licious is a company, or Fresh to Home are the companies who are coming in this domain, and they are delivering value-added livestock products, meat and other things to the consumers. So complete chain they are managing. So where you will be interested? So just my point is, as a student, you may not able to decide, okay, this thing precisely I need to work, but at least somewhere you need to plan out of these 7, or you can add more things. and stick to that thing, and whatever you will do, that will help you. So that's why I mentioned, if yes, how can you do it? So these are the some of the long-term vision you can do it. And why I am saying this thing, because it is also a story as initiating from Rajasthan. I was there in 2017 in one national conference where DDG Madan sir was there. And from the dais in his introductory lecture, he said one very interesting thing. He said, last 25 years we are working on improvement of body weight of our small ruminants, but unfortunately our farmers are not selling our goat at body weight level. They are just selling by looks. So the photograph you see, I just click while working, and I can clearly correlate this thing is happening. So in veterinary, I feel we are seriously struggling in three E's: economics, extension, and epidemiology. These are the three areas where we feel कि अरे नहीं ये तो veterinary का तो चीज ही नहीं है, because the mindset is veterinarian means या तो हम clinician हो गए या तो हम nutrition या genetics में चले गए. But these three E's are leading the way. Now in pandemic situation, everyone realized the role of epidemiologist, because everyone is looking for that. Extension is always important. I don't know why it was so much compromised because of so many reasons. I have seen discussed with the Mahesh sir at IVRI, and so many things are there. But now coming to the economics, my interesting area is economics. Why we veterinarians are not looking at economics seriously? And I worked with some of the international organizations and the colleagues in international development. They always prefer economics, and we always ignore economics, and that's a very very challenging situation. And I feel we are losing our things. Why I'm saying this? Just have a look on this photograph. Everyone knows goats is supporting underprivileged community. Even FAO has mentioned in 2012, like it has more multiplier effect in poverty reduction. There is no doubt about it, but still we are not having very good organized randomized controlled trial or something like that, so that we can prove where how this affect the poor or the underprivileged community. And if you look at the Nobel Prize lecture from our laureate, Professor Abhijit Banerjee, he worked in Udaipur, in your Rajasthan only, on the similar model. He developed that microeconomics books also, and he developed his own philosophies or on economic model for the poverty reduction. So what I feel, I'm not saying or criticizing anyone, but I'm just emphasizing you. We have this kind of tool with us where gender issues are there, women are involved, child nutrition. Like these are the poor person who are having pigs. And pigs is the most valuable asset for anyone. So we are missing our things, and that's very much proven with this Nobel Prize, the last one. Can we do something like this? Not something, but at least in future, to show or to emphasize on these model, or to come up with new models. Many a times we feel कह रहे नहीं यार ये हमारा काम नहीं है, उसका काम नहीं है, ऐसे नहीं होता, वैसे नहीं होता. If you look at the social business model of another Nobel laureate from Bangladesh, Mohammad Yunus साहब. So similar thing, just give some microfinance and manage the at local level. And जब भी हम गरीब कहते हैं, गरीब का मतलब हम अलग लेवल पे सोचने लगते हैं कि अरे वो तो दिमाग से भी गरीब है. ऐसा नहीं होता है ना. So we need to look at these kind of thing. And how can you look at it if you not have economic mindset as a veterinarian? If you will not have economic mindset, you will not look at these things. And that's why I say we are missing this kind of opportunity. So not exactly the same, but we have lots of opportunity in development. And just look at this vibrancy of our sector. I worked across India, and I just clicked some of the photographs. I think all the photographs I have clicked. And while discussing with the commercial dairy farmer, at the same time a person who is having few indigenous dairy animal, they have different mindset. So you cannot apply one model everywhere, one thought everywhere. You cannot be expert of everything, but you have to be receptive and learn, and then intervene on with your skill set. And say, for example, in goat farming. So look at this person, this boy who is just having such a goat. So some may say it's very poor. Some may say no, it's not poor. It's their lifestyle, and they are pastoralistic, and they are having that migratory track. So if you don't understand that migratory track, what is their main problem? When I discussed with them, so the main problem is not diseases. उनके लिए तो चारा और पानी नहीं मिल रहा है. The main problem is environmental issue. So if you not think on that direction, you never ever solve the problem of this boy. So you may suggest, okay, चलो भाई सब लोग commercial goat farming करते हैं. हमने कितने commercial goat farm देखे जो खुले और बंद हो गए. Or at the same time, there are many. They are doing wonders. They are doing online sale of goat. So again, I'm saying we need to look in different aspect. In poultry, we emerged at global map. India is very much there in top ranking of poultry production, egg production. But at the same time, we have increased more than 46% backyard poultry in India in last census. So are we able to solve the problem of tribal person who are having 10 birds or 50 birds? बॉस कहीं कोई प्रोडक्ट ही अवेलेबल नहीं है. अगर वैक्सीनेशन भी करने जाएंगे तो 20 मुर्गी को कौन वैक्सीनेट करेगा, और वो भी न्यू कैसल डिसीज की अगर हम बात करते हैं. सो दैट्स व्हाई वी हैव डन सम वर्क. We have developed thermostable ND vaccine in 100 dose pack, so that one person, one lady, like this lady who is vaccinating and just giving that drop of vaccine. So by this you can save the backyard poultry. So my only intention is, so many things are happening, and the top photograph everyone can realize the COVID, the coronavirus. So this has changed the entire thing, and livestock is also, it's not working in isolation. So there are so many disruptions in model distribution and everything. So can we do something in different domain? Not all, but at least can we fix something? So that is not a problem statement for one person. Every person should think and learn. अभी आप एज ए स्टूडेंट, आप फर्स्ट ईयर, थर्ड ईयर, सेकेंड ईयर, जिस भी क्लास में है, कैन यू डिस्कस विद योर मिल्क मैन जो दूध देने आता है, उससे आप पूछ सकते हैं. क्या आप अपने आसपास के इलाके में जाके देख सकते हैं कि कितने गोट फार्मर को ट्रीटमेंट मिल रहा है? क्या आप ये समझ सकते हैं कि पिग फार्मर्स की प्रॉब्लम क्या है? क्या आप ये समझ सकते हैं पोल्ट्री फार्मर्स को आप कैसे बचा सकते हैं, उनकी पोल्ट्री को मेन प्रॉब्लम क्या है? के बारे में बात कर सकते हैं. सो देयर आर सो मेनी थिंग्स वेयर we can do it, and it will help in your all career planning. क्योंकि कई बार आपका जिसमें मन लग जाएगा तो you will invest hours and hours, day, month, everything without any fatigue. तो कलाम साहब भी कहते थे, और कई बार है कि जो आपके मन का काम है वो आप बहुत मन से करेंगे, और उसमें you will have satisfaction. अभी one person who is very much interested in commercial poultry farming, और आप उसको बैकयार्ड में डाल दीजिए कि चलो तुम्हारा काम मुर्गी बांटना है. So whether he will be interested to do that distribution of color bird in tribal area? Definitely not. किसी और को दे देगा, भाई चलो तुम बांट देना मुर्गी. But a person who is very much interested to work in backyard poultry or to learn from tribal area, so and give the same task to him or her, that person will definitely enjoy. So we need to look into the context, and that's not a one day job, 1 month job, but it's a long term thing. So we need to understand कि मेरा दिल कहाँ लगता है. गोट फार्मिंग में, गोट फार्मिंग को मैं प्रमोट करना चाहता हूँ, या फिर मैं पास्टोरलिस्टिक सिस्टम में काम करना चाहता हूँ. राजस्थान, कर्नाटका, आंध्र प्रदेश, different kind of small unit farmers are there, pastoralistic systems are there. Are like, what is the main interest of myself? So you need to learn. So now I'm coming to the last segment of our presentation, and I'll share some of the examples. And by this time, we have covered two things. First thing, about the root causes, and second, how can we develop ourselves. And the third is some of successful veterinarians who have done fairly good job in career. What I can say, because it's not a particular one segment. First thing, I'll start with from your own Jaipur, and Dr. Tapesh, who is having this Krishna limb. I don't think any veterinarian from Rajasthan is neat introduction. Now it is not only Rajasthan but across India in all the veterinary fraternity. Dr. Tapesh Mathur and his Krishna Lim is very much well regarded, and so many stories we have heard from him, and such a good job he's doing as a veterinary officer out of interest. अब आप ये बताइए, कोई आदमी किसी से जबरदस्ती कराएगा तो क्या करेगा कोई वो काम? ये काम जबरदस्ती का हो ही नहीं सकता कि अच्छा ठीक है आपने चलिए पीजी कर ली सर्जरी में, आप अपने क्लिनिक खोल लीजिए। कितने सर्जन हैं हमारे यहाँ पे और कितने लोगों ने ऐसा काम किया? सो दिस कम्स फ्रॉम डीप फ्रॉम योर हार्ट। तो जहाँ आपका मन लगेगा आप वही काम करेंगे। सो डॉक्टर साहब, आई थिंक ही इज ओनली ग्रेजुएट ओनली, आई एम नॉट श्योर whether he has done his masters or something specialization in surgery, but he is doing such a great job for speechless animals, and that to non-productive animals. So that's a very inspiring story. So अगर किसी student को लगता है कि he or she is interested to work in this domain, so he or she need to work, go there, visit it, and learn from experiences, spend some time. Another name I will say Dr. Balram Sahu, again a field veterinarian who graduated to Registrar of Odisha Veterinary Council, PhD virology, but just have a look on Pathe Pathshala. The concept is People's University on move. So I worked with him, and he's such a great senior, and I have huge respect for him because in tribal parts of Odisha he go and visits farmer and spread knowledge about ethno-veterinary medicine, and that too in क्या कह सकते हैं, दोहा or poem, something like that, so that it will be easily remembered by the tribal population. तो अगर ब्लड की प्रॉब्लम है तो कैसे ब्लड की प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करना है इन दोहा, जैसे चौपाई होता है ना, हमें सबको हनुमान चालीसा याद हो जाता है, तो वो कभी भी होता है या आरती होता है तो सभी लोग शुरू हो जाते हैं। तो सिमिलर मैनर में he is having that rhymes and other things. So this is such a great thing, great service from a virologist who worked as a field veterinary officer. तो कई बार लोग जो कहते हैं कि वेटनरी ऑफिसर हैं, हम ये नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, हम वो नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, निगेटिविटी काफी ज्यादा होती है, उनके लिए दिस इज अ ग्रेट थिंग. And even sir has taken VRS also, and recently he has published a new book, Immunologically Yours. एंड अगेन सच अ वेरी गुड बुक कि उसमें इम्यूनोलॉजी समझाई गई है, कैसे वैक्सीन काम करती है, दैट टू फॉर द इलिटरेट पर्सन, उनको समझाने के लिए. दैट्स अ वेरी गुड बुक, आई रिकमेंड इम्यूनोलॉजिकली योर्स. नाउ आई एम कमिंग टू द नेक्स्ट डॉक्टर, डॉक्टर अश्विनी बासन. ही इज अगेन अ फील्ड वेटनेरियन who is doing such a great job in India-Pakistan border in Jammu, and he did his masters in veterinary surgery. He has developed a team of paravets also in that area. So even if there are some cross-border firing, in spite of those things, Dr. Saab is working in that field. So this is again a very inspiring thing, especially for those who always crib in field. They are struggling not to deliver. So now I'm coming to again one doctor who is associated with Rajasthan. I think Sanjita ma'am knows him, or Vishnu sir also know him. Know her, Dr. Mamta Dhawan. She's graduated from Bikaner Veterinary College, and I have learned too much from ma'am because I worked with her in Galmed for around 3.5 years. And such a great lady, and working on different aspect of livestock and gender. Many a time we don't even give weightage to gender aspect, but Dr. Mamta is having such a great insight because she worked in various organizations in FAO and going into the tribal areas. So my point is, again, when I emphasize on job and career, see, just look at the difference. Here you are exploring your interest. Like Dr. Mamta is very vocal about the gender issues, and gender and livestock such a deeply connected issues. So such a great like a veterinarian. So she's doing a very good job. She may be a role model how to family and career. Even husband who is army now retired. So everything is going fine. Now I'm coming to Colonel Das. Focus on the and Solution. All three are working great, but I on Dr. Cornell Das. He retired from Odisha, such a senior person. But after his retirement, he continued to work and work in social areas, giving knowledge to farmer and service providers, be it veterinarian or professional. Now I'm including one more good friend of myself, Dr. Abdul Alim, who is IFS and such a great doctor and working in MP and he always like I discuss with him and he many a times say, Dr. Saab, I have a very high respect for veterinarians, but many a times I also understand it's not their problem, but it's the whole system's problem. We don't describe or exhort like this wild animal and other things. So we need to have that kind of exposure and hand holding for the vet in this dimension. Many times we casually do or the veterinarians not prefer something like that. But such a great insight he gave me, and I think if someone is interested in civil services for veterinarians, IFS is a better option where you can do your job. Now I'm coming to some of the veterinarians who created their mark in private sector. Dr. Bishore Ibrahim is from IVRI. He created his own company, Bio Group, and it's a great company working on diagnostics. And I can say it's India's biggest sector in diagnostics. Then, Dr. Bishore is and then just make one group of few friends. So उनके भी चार पांच दोस्त थे उन्होंने अपना खुद का अप्लाई किया इन्होंने और they won the prize also first prize and they started their own company. Now he started his own company as a Trident Healthcare and as a director he is working in Bangalore. So these are the stories. And now again, Dr. Bablu Sundi, Doctor MVSC LPM from Ranchi Veterinary College. He is doing such a great job with his mobile ambulatory van. We worked with him also in Jharkhand. And आप विश्वास नहीं मानोगे इस तरीके की सिक्योरिटी चैलेंजेस हम लोग को नहीं देखने को मिलते हैं जो हम लोग प्लेन के एरिया में बट इन झारखंड इन उड़ीसा और इन छत्तीसगढ़ serious security issues are there and in that area this doctor is working. Now again I'm emphasizing about job and career. He's a veterinarian but you know he did his agriculture degree. मैंने पूछा ऐसा क्यों किया तुमने वापस में डिप्लोमा क्यों लिया एग्रीकल्चर में तो उसने कहा कि सर जब भी हम गांव में जाते हैं या डीप फॉरेस्ट में जाते हैं तो लोग अपने सिर्फ जानवर ही नहीं दिखाते वो खेत भी दिखाने लगते हैं कि इसमें ये प्रॉब्लम है क्या करना चाहिए तो फॉर दैट अ डॉक्टर a vet first who earned a diploma degree in agriculture and they are doing a very good job with mobile ambulatory. और एक बार तो उसने मजाक में कहा कि सर फॉर्च्यूनर से अच्छी मेरी गाड़ी है जहाँ मेरी गाड़ी खड़ी होती है वहाँ पे 1000 आदमी इकट्ठे हो जाते हैं एंड many times he also faced some issues of security because for both the end from इंसर्जेंसी लाइक जो जंगल में है जिनको इशू लगता है वो भी कभी कभी इनके खिलाफ हो जाते हैं कभी कभी जो हमारा एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन है वो भी खिलाफ हो जाता है बट इन स्पाइट ऑफ ऑल ऑड्स दिस डॉक्टर इज डूइंग सच अ ग्रेट जॉब फॉर वेटनरी fraternity. Now I am coming to Dr. Bharat Jani. He's such a senior veterinarian professor and head in Anand Veterinary College. Now he is medical expert in Canada in Bird Kingdom. Such a nice gentleman and doing this kind of job. So do we have this kind of thought process to work in that domain? And now I'm moving a bit quickly because it's too much time. I think I have taken Dr. Neha Shah. She graduated from Mumbai Veterinary College, and after that earned experiences from various experts in aquatic medicine, and she's now doing very good job. And now I'm coming to the last segment. Why I'm discussing so many things about these veterinarians. So as of now, you can see there are few veterinarians who has done their job, and after retirement, they have done some. They are doing some good job. Lady veterinarians are also doing young veterinarians are also doing. Some has created own company. Someone like Dr. Tapesh, they are doing their own work, or Dr. So, can you do something today for these kind of thing? So वेट स्टूडेंट ने फील किया, अरे यार आज आज से ऐसा कैसे कर पाएंगे, ये सब बात थ्योरेटिकल लग रही है. सब में फील कि बस हो गया, बड़ी मतलब इधर उधर की एक्सपीरियंसेस. बट व्हाट आई फील, आई रियलाइज्ड एंड आई अंडरस्टैंड वन इफेक्ट, डोमिनो इफेक्ट. आई डोंट नो वेदर यू नो इट और नॉट. डोमिनो इफेक्ट, जैसे कई छोटी छोटी हम स्टिक्स को रखते हैं और उसको एक को पुश करते हैं तो सारी एक एक करके गिरती जाती है. सो दैट इज ऑल्सो, आप यूट्यूब पे कई वीडियो है, कई बार आप देखते होंगे कि अरे वाह एक को हमने दबाया पूरा सब कुछ शिफ्ट हो रहा है. बट देर इज अ इंटरेस्टिंग स्टोरी आई हैव लर्न कि अगर एक डोमिनो से मतलब अगर 2 इंच की बात करते हैं तो दैट डोमिनो इज कैपेबल टू फॉल नेक्स्ट डोमिनो ऑफ 50% मोर हाइट. तो अगर आप इसको ये सोचिए कि आज आप जो छोटा सा काम करेंगे उसका इम्पैक्ट ये होगा कि वो अगले एक 50% ज्यादा बड़े काम को कर पाएगा और सिक्वेंसली ये बढ़ता जाएगा. इसको आप ऐसे समझ सकते हैं कि आपका आज एक छोटा सा चेंज जो होगा ना, वो एक बड़े चेंज की ओर अग्रसरित करेगा आपको. So now whatever I have discussed with you, this is not a prescription और description कि आप ये करो ये न करो. बट मेरा आपको सिर्फ ये है कि आप एक छोटा सा प्रयास करेंगे तो इट विल हैव अ वेरी लॉन्ग लास्टिंग इम्पैक्ट ऑन योर करियर. जॉब तो देखो आप जो करोगे उसके लिए आप अपने तैयारी करते हो, बट एटलीस्ट आप करियर को अगर आप प्लान करते हैं तो जो आज का आपका इंटरवेंशन होगा कि क्या मेरा लॉन्ग टर्म प्लान होना चाहिए, क्या आपको इतने ज्यादा वेटनेरियंस के जो एग्जांपल्स दिए हैं आपको इनमें से कुछ अच्छा लगा कि नहीं लगा. अभी मैं एक डॉक्टर जीत सिंह सर का नाम जरूर मेंशन करना चाहूंगा क्योंकि मैं उनको फॉलो करता हूँ फेसबुक पे. सभी लोगों ने, जितने लोग सर्जरी पढ़ेंगे उनकी बुक तो जरूर पढ़ेंगे. हम लोग एपी सिंह, जीत सिंह ऐसे ही बोलते थे, बुक का नाम ही ये बोलते थे. उनके फेसबुक पेज पे अगर आप जाएंगे तो आपको इस तरीके के वेटनेरियंस के काफी सक्सेस स्टोरीज मिलेंगी. तो क्या आप उनसे इंस्पायर होना चाहते हैं कि नहीं? अगर हाँ तो आप छोटी छोटी चीजों को करेंगे, बड़ी चीजें अपने आप हो जाएंगी. सो दैट्स माई टूडेज कंक्लूजन. सो जब मैं कंक्लूजन की स्लाइड बना रहा था तो आई वॉज डिस्कसिंग विद वन ऑफ माई फ्रेंड, वेरी गुड फ्रेंड हु इज असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर इन गढ़वासू. सो कि क्या लिखना चाहिए कंक्लूजन में. फिर कुछ समझ में नहीं आया तो मुझे कलाम साहब, चूंकि हमारे टीचर रहे हैं पंतनगर यूनिवर्सिटी में, हमारे फैकल्टी थे, गेस्ट फैकल्टी, 2-3 लेक्चर उन्होंने लिया है, तो उन्हीं के 2 पॉइंट से मैं आज के डिस्कशन को क्लोज कर रहा हूँ कि वंस योर माइंड स्ट्रेचेस टू अ न्यू लेवल इट नेवर गोज बैक टू इट्स ओरिजिनल डायमेंशन. सो आज का जो मेरा पूरा डिस्कशन था, बस एक कोशिश है कि आपके सोच को थोड़ा सा, जो आपके माइंड को उसको थोड़ा सा स्ट्रेच कर दें जिससे कि थोड़ा सा तो चेंज हो जाए. और मेरा पूरा पर्पस उस थोड़े से चेंज के लिए ही है. बड़ा चेंज तो अपने आप हो जाएगा लॉन्ग टर्म में. और द लास्ट लाइन, यू हैव टू ड्रीम बिफोर योर ड्रीम कम्स ट्रू. ये बात मैं इसलिए बोलना चाहता हूँ क्योंकि जब हम लोग छोटे रहते हैं तब सारे बच्चों से बताया जाता है क्या बनोगे, तो वो पुलिस की ड्रेस पहन के, वो डॉक्टर की ड्रेस पहन के, एस्ट्रोनॉट की ड्रेस पहन के वो तो करता है. बट जैसे जैसे हम लोग बड़े होते जाते हैं वैसे वैसे हमारे सपने ही खो जाते हैं. तो बेसिकली क्या है कि ड्रीम तो हमें देखना पड़ेगा अगर उसको सच होना है. तो दिस इज माई टुडेज प्रेजेंटेशन. जस्ट लास्ट स्लाइड फॉर एक्नॉलेजमेंट्स. Thank you to all with whom I've learned, farmers, teachers, friends, senior, junior, everyone during my journey and my family. Thank you very much, and I'm just very much grateful to Rajua's family to give this kind of opportunity to interact with such a nice participants. एंड वेरी सॉरी क्योंकि टेक्निकल ग्लिचेस की वजह से जो शुरुआत थी वो मोमेंटम बन ही नहीं पा रहा था. तो आई डोंट नो कि कैसा गया, बट मुझे अपने कॉलेज टाइम का याद है, यूजी के समय में हम लोग दीवार पे कोट लिखते थे. मुझे नहीं पता अभी भी यूजी में वो सब चलता है या नहीं चलता है, बट दीवार पे कुछ कोट वोट लिखे जाते थे मोटिवेट करने के लिए. तो दिस वॉज द कोट आई हैव रिटन इन माई रूम ड्यूरिंग माई यूजी प्रोग्राम अबाउट डेस्टिनी. एंड आई एम रियली हैप्पी कि मुझे आज इस बात का फीलिंग नहीं है कि मैंने इस लाइन को पूरा नहीं किया, कि डेस्टिनी इज नॉट अ मैटर ऑफ चांस, इट्स अ मैटर ऑफ चॉइस. मतलब जो हम लोग कहते हैं ना कि अरे जो लिखा है वही होगा, ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता है, आपको करना पड़ता है, इट्स योर चॉइस एंड इट इज नॉट अ थिंग टू बी वेटेड फॉर, दिस इज अ थिंग टू बी अचीव्ड. So thank you very much, and I hope you will dream and you will achieve your dream. Thank you.